Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course in Introductory Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video describes margin of error and its role in constructing confidence intervals. Let's get started. When we estimate a population proportion with data from simple random sampling, or indeed when we're estimating any population parameter, the margin of error is the maximum likely difference between the observed proportion and the true value of the population proportion. In other words, it's the maximum distance between our point estimate and the true value of what it is that we're trying to estimate. In essence, this provides the range or interval that we call the confidence interval. And we denote this margin of error with a capital letter E. And the equation that we use to calculate the margin of error is, as you see here, we take our Z alpha over 2, critical value Z-score, and we multiply it by the square root of P hat Q hat divided by N. Now the probability that we're going to have a margin of error is 1 minus alpha, which, as you may recall, is the same as our confidence level. Another name for the margin of error is the maximum error of the estimate, although to be honest, I've never really heard that name with confidence intervals that I've seen. I've always heard this referred to as margin of error. Let's take a look at the different elements of the margin of error equation so we can gain a greater understanding of this concept and the role that it plays in forming a confidence interval. So of course, the margin of error we describe with the capital letter E. The critical value Z-score is what separates likely and unlikely values. And because we have Z alpha over 2 and not Z sub alpha, we know that we're having a two-tailed critical region. There are two critical values, one on the left and one on the right. P hat, of course, is the sample proportion. Q hat will then be the complement of the sample proportion. So whatever the sample proportion is, we can calculate Q hat by taking the sample proportion P hat and subtracting it from 1. So P hat plus Q hat will always equal 1. Then of course, N on the bottom of our fraction there underneath the square root sign is going to be our sample size. So we can see that larger sample sizes result in a smaller margin of error. And this just makes sense. The more data we have, the more likely a smaller estimate is going to hold the true value of the population parameter that we want to estimate. That brings us to the end of this mini lecture. I hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountainAcademy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.